So it was the summer of 2024, and I flew up to Modesto, California, and did an event with all of our agents up in our HomeSmart PV and Associates office with our franchise partners, Rob Visugi and Todd Priest, who run a great brokerage up there in Modesto. And the room was just full of agents and talking about how we could help most home buyers and sellers purchase homes, sell homes, and the conversations we needed to be having with them in the summer of 2024. And after the event, I met one of the agents, Renu Kang, who's on the call with us today. And throughout the meeting, too, Renu made a couple comments, and she caught my attention. And afterwards, just talking with her and hearing her story, she has built an amazing business very quickly. But most importantly, she has helped more home buyers and more home sellers in a short time period with a smile on her face and just an energy. And I just wanted you all to hear it. So I invited her on the Real Estate Podcast here today to hear her story and hear why she got into real estate, how she got into real estate, but also just her approach toward business is our clients who need help are all around us. They're all around us. And just in hearing some of her stories about like how she got connected, where some of us maybe are a little bit numb to and don't pick up on some of the messages around us. But Renu seems to be paying attention, and she gets this engagement with her clients, and she just helps them, and she helps them buy and sell. And so, Renu, did I say your name correctly? Tell everybody your name and how they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so my name is Renu Kang and I'm based on Manteca, California.
Perfect. All right. And are you on social, Instagram, Facebook?
I'm everywhere.
Everywhere.
If
Okay.
you go TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you can find my hundreds of videos.
Okay. All right. Well, and let's just say in the last year, just give everyone a little bit of a base ballpark. How many home buyers and sellers did you help last year?
Uh, mm, I would say like around 30, 35.
That's the number that I had. That's the
Yeah.
number that I had. And some of the stories, I mean, they almost like made the hair stand up on the back of my neck or gave me goosebumps, just which I want to dig into, like about some of the first time home buyers that you actually helped purchase, their first time home, and doing an awful lot in new construction as well. But let's tell us real quick though. Tell them the story about one day you were at a new home build and a new home build. And I think you were waiting on your client, and maybe
Yes.
the client had to cancel, and someone else there was waiting on someone to show up to help them. And they didn't even get a phone call or anything like that. They just never showed.
No.
But tell us about that, because for me, that's a perfect example about being in tune and just listening to people and helping people and then filling that need. So tell us a little bit about what happened that day. Um,
So I scheduled an appointment with my client for new construction home, and I went on time and I was waiting for my client. And there is another young couple, they're also waiting for someone. And 5, 10 minutes, we just keep smiling each other, and nobody showed up. And then we start conversation, and they said like, "Oh yeah, we are waiting for our agent, and I don't know where she is." And I said, like, I'm waiting for my client, and they didn't showed up. And our conversation started. Then I just asked them, may I know, like, what do you guys are looking for? So they just give me some brief, and I do so much footwork. So I have on my tips, like new construction, which builder has which plans and everything. And I just ask them, if you don't mind, and you want me to help you? And they said like, yeah, why not? And I take them and they're very happy. And they said like, how you know that? Like, what are we looking for? So I mean to say it's really important to understand your client's need that give them confidence, like, okay, they are working with the right person. We met them, I showed home, I scheduled appointment with them for next day. We see three homes and one of the home, Riverbank, they like it. And yeah, they go through the transaction and they are very happy and satisfied today.
Right. Well, the thing that really struck me about that is so many times, I talk with different top agents on this podcast from all around the country, and there seem to be like two sets of agents. There's a set of agents that everyone in the room or everyone in their remote orbit, their sphere, anybody they come in touch with, you know, they're smiling, they're engaging, they're talking to them, not in an intrusive way, but in a helpful way, and just having that conversation, and some agents would have never engaged in that conversation, but you did, and that came out over and over again in the different stories that you told me with your customers and the people you help and how you've built your business. So I guess it was, for me, you were listening, you were aware, you engaged, you asked questions, you wanted to help, and they had a need, and their need wasn't being filled. And more importantly, the home builder they were at wasn't the right home builder for them based on what they told you. And you
Yeah,
knew what the right home builder was, that what they,
yeah. I hear, like from so many agents, like they're struggling. And I always told them, like today is a different world. We have to approach. Don't wait like someone approach to you. So you have to be, like come up front. You have to try. That's the way you can connect with people. If I'm sitting in the office and waiting for the calls, no one can call me.
right,
I have to call them. I have to approach them. And today's the world is like a social media world. So
right,
you have to show up.
right,
So that's what I think is really helped me. I never shy to approach and I never shy to ask. So I think that's the main thing, like really helped me.
right.
Whenever I see, I approach them and it's work out.
Right. Well, and for me, what really strikes me as well in hearing you talk, though, you're approaching it though from a heart of service, of
Yeah.
helping someone, and so therefore you're not shy about reaching out and wanting to help and just wanting people to know, that you're there to help. So, that's so for all of you listening, when you're at the grocery store, when you're at a little league event, when you're at a high school wrestling match, which we'll talk about in a minute, surrounded by people in the stands, right? And everyone, we have some basic needs, food and shelter. And home and shelter is one of the basic needs, and we're here to help serve and fill that. So I want to thank you on behalf of all your clients for taking care of all of them.
No,
Um, t-
thank you.
Tell
I
us
just
where, oh, go
uh-huh.
ahead.
So I just want to share with you another story. It's a good example. Like if you approach, it's definitely something comes up.
Right.
So I'm looking for a tow service and I just Google it, find one number, and I just call to the guy like, hey, I need a tow, I want to tow my car. And it was funny. The guy showed up and he see my home and he said like, oh my God, you have a beautiful home. And I said like, thank you. And I'm little, like funny type person. I said like, okay, I can find you like that. And he said like, really? I said like, yeah. And I just introduced like, hey, I'm a realtor. And he said like, yeah, I'm looking for a home, but he has, like he's on ITN and he's like, you know what? I can't get home. And I said like, no, we should have to start. Let's see if we can reach somewhere. And yeah, we exchanged numbers and he called me on the evening time. I just connect him with the ITN lender and we work on his paperwork and everything. And he looking for a home with different area. And I just explain him, like how's his income and everything and how we have to, like start our life with the starting point. And he understand everything and everything goes smooth. And he purchased the home in Merced. And I think this is the most emotional transaction I have because this guy, he even can't believe it, like he ever can purchase the home in United States. He just treat me like like I'm a God's angel. They just crying. He just like, like a little baby. He asked me 1,000 times. So this is my home, Renu, right? Are you not lying? I'm the owner of the home. And I said, like, yes, you are the owner. And he can't believe it. These type of transactions, like very emotional. And this is a perfect example. Like if you approach, it's not like you getting the transaction, you helping each other.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Well, and that's such a great example of you are actually, he's there because you needed a tow on a vehicle, a tow truck. And,
yeah.
but it just morphs and you're inquisitive and you're talking and then you want to help. And then here it is. The thing that really touched me about your story was he never thought it was even possible.
No, no.
So
I think he still didn't believe.
well, but that's a key part right there, is that part of our job is to help people understand what's possible and
Yeah.
to be hopeful and to then help them to achieve. I've had some other agents on this podcast, in other parts of the country who they have worked with people for 2 or 3 years and helping them understand what's possible, what they need to do, helping them prepare and get to the place where then it was possible and help them along the way. And then they take ownership and it
Yeah.
changes their life because ownership is building equity. And people often talk about interest rates, and I just always a heavy burden on my heart, or what I often say is, well, what's the interest rate on rent? It's
Yeah.
100%. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the interest rate is when it comes to home ownership. Owning something is
Yeah.
is wonderful, and it changed your customer's life.
Yes. And I also believe, like I'm a very positive person. And I don't know, I always feel like there is always a hope and there is always something going on. So on these days, I know like, like interest rate is be little higher, but if you educate your clients and you aware with your market, and I can proudly tell, like I sold that many homes, and my not even single client, they locked the interest rate like I think over 5.5. All my clients have like 4.5, 4.2, or 5 point. It's just, like how dedicated you are, how much research you do, how much you can educate your clients. Because first time home buyer, they don't know nothing. You have to educate them. You have to explain them, like how many programs we have, how many, like incentives going on the market, how they can help you to purchase the home. And it's very important, like how much follow-up you can take with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but part of the education process, though, too, I think, is helping them understand what is possible as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And really, and then there are so many things that we are informing them on, especially when it's a first time home buyer, because you're talking to them about um you know uh you have to, I mean, the whole process, you've got to educate them on first step, second step, third step, 478th step. This is what we're going to do, right?
It was funny, like I always told my clients, like whoever worked with me, when they're done, they are half of the realtor. Because I showed them every step. I want to make sure, like whatever they are doing, they know what they are doing.
Right,
So I always, like go through with them every step, like, okay, what is the process, what they are doing, how it will be go through. So they are very educated. And also like the some transactions I did, it's just, like they just met me randomly and they don't have anything with home buying, they just, like, okay, yeah, we will be touch. And I always, send them when something excited and keep them posting, let them know how's the market going. And I have a few investors, they purchase the home and after, they purchase and everything. And they say like, you know what? We just purchased the home, like how you sending us, like every day the exciting things and how's the market going, how many good deals you have, and it's keep us motivated, and that's why we just purchase it.
Right. Right. Well, and you have an amazing ability to also like build trust along the way, though, too.
Yeah.
What are you doing that to convey your abilities and why they should trust you?
First of all, like you have to work hard. It's not, like something happened. You need to work hard. And I'm a very honest person. I'm very positive person. And I have that confidence. I can find best for my client. I always share with them and they can feel it like if I'm finding home for them, it's just like I'm finding for me. I'm very polite, calm, positive person, but when for my clients, I'm very aggressive.
Right.
I just want to, like the best deal for my clients. So that gives them confidence when you talk, you can share with them. I'm very transparent. I always tell them truth, and I never try to sell. I never said that like a salesman, like buy that, buy that. I always tell them, take your time then decided because buying a home, they have their lifetime savings.
Hmm.
So I never rush them. I just want to make sure like they can explore everything and after that they can decide what
Right.
is the best for them. They have that confidence like they're making the right decision.
Right.
I'm helping them, but I never push them. I say like take your time and yeah, we can go from there. So they can feel it like when you do your job and then they can start trusting you.
Right. Right. What do you love most about what you do?
Interact with people.
Interact with people.
And the best day, like when I have to present them a key, their smile, it's a different feeling, like when you are a homeowner. You you can share. And I think how many transactions I did, now I have them with them like my lifetime relationships. So
Right.
if I sell 35 home, so I have 35 families. They purchase home. After that, like they invite us for home warming parties and everything. So I have a strong relationship with them.
Right.
And my these clients refer me so many friends. So
Right.
I'm like their family realtor. So it's a beautiful feeling, like when you connect with new people, they share with their stories, their situations with you, and it give you, like, oh, you help someone.
Right. Right. So, interesting fact about Renu for all of you. She is a world-renowned wrestler who has participated in wrestling matches at the international level across the world and been on podiums and just a phenomenal um, sports and athletic career. And at some point, something attracted her to real estate. So
Yeah.
what well, tell us your story. What attracted you to real estate? How did you get into real estate? And how'd you become an agent? And what did you do, first thing when you became an agent?
So, it's just to, like the real estate gave me like reborn. I'm from India and I'm a national merit list, continue 5, 6 years. And after that, I represent on international levels. I have a bronze medal in Asia. And yeah, and I think that's the really helped me because, like it always pushed me to go, like on the upper level. And when I'm in India, like you have good name, people know you, people around you and everything. And after that, I came here and busy with the family. And it's also a good time, like new life, marriage, kids, and everything. But and from the day one, I love real estate. So, like in your
How did it
family.
how did it get on your radar? Like how did whatever first caught your attention with real estate?
So, like in always in your family or friends, there is the one person they know, like, okay, he or she can help you with real estate needs. So I'm like that person, even I'm not in the real estate, but whenever my friends or family, they're purchasing or they need any real estate home, they always share with me. And one day, we are looking for a home for my brother. And I just met one lender and I started asking him question and he asked me, are you his realtor? And I said like, no, I'm his sister. And he said like, how you know that? Why are you asking them any question? Even realtors never ask them any question. You should be on the real estate. And I said like, okay, but I still, like didn't be sure. And I come back home and the same way my few friends connect with me, they need help. And I hear so many voices like, oh, you need to be a realtor.
Right.
And I said like, let's take a chance. And yeah, it's just like randomly. I never thought like I will be going into real estate, but yeah,
So, but obviously, you have the heart for it, you have the talent for it,
yeah.
and you have the love for it. Just hearing your story.
Yeah, I can't tell you like how much enjoying I real estate. I just feel that, like we just talking earlier, after busy in my home life, I start missing, like who I am, like I start feeling, like my identity. And when I come to the real estate, I love it
Right.
because I interact with people, people likes me, people talk me. I do so much social media, and even I sometimes I meet random people and they say, "Oh, we know you. We watch your videos. These are very informative." So it keeps me motivated. So when you enjoy your job, yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I enjoying every second of I spend with real estate.
So right now, there's a whole audience listening to the real estate podcast of real estate agents, who some of them are saying, I want to learn from her. I want to learn what she's doing. I've already learned a lot, but I want to learn some details. I want to learn some more. I would love to be helping people buy and sell 35 homes, in the next 12 months. So tell us a little bit about some of your daily activities and your weekly activities that result in engagement with home buyers and sellers. So give us some specifics that other agents can replicate.
So, I always interact with so many agents and just talk about social media. And I always told them it's not about posting a video, it's about how consistent you are. If you, hire somebody to shoot a video for one time, you're just wasting your time or your money. You have to be consistent. It's not like you post the video, is something magic happen. You have to be consistent. You need to be scheduled. I know, like, I have my weekly schedule, like what day I have to follow up, what day I have to do my social media videos. And I always try to get, more information, latest information to share with your clients, attract with your clients. And right now, I did so much with new construction, and new construction change every day. Their incentives change every day. Their homes change every day. People are buying. So you have to be on top of it. You have to do footwork. So how busy you are, that's the word you can help your clients. And anybody reach me, I know like, okay, what home fits to them. I have on my tips. If you ask me anything, I can tell you like, okay, this fits to you and you can only do it if you do footwork. You have all this information. If you have a client and you don't know, like, what do you have to serve them? What do you have to offer them? How they can trust you?
Right.
Yeah.
So I just searched for you real quick on Instagram. So Renu_B_.
Yeah,
underscore Kang. And it's actually realtor Renu Kang,
yeah,
Kang. And I'm watching you walk through a new home build. You're walking through a listing, or through you're in a kitchen and describing and helping. And I see just as you said, consistency, just
yeah.
information, and you know, I like the little icon on one of them says best deal. So good job.
Yeah, it's not, like happen overnight. Like and also I want to tell, like, like I'm not a social media person. Like, like some people like on be on social media and I'm not.
Right,
Like, but I understand that this is the today's need. You have to show up. And when I start doing social media, I'm like sweating, like very shy because I even never post my single picture on social media. It's just, like scary, like when I'm changing settings to be everyone. But this is the need, and it's also depend like what type of content you are creating. It's
right,
not, like you just posting only party pictures or videos or no, you have to content what type of the audience you need it. So,
right,
and
right.
when I start doing it, I'm not start getting calls on the first day, but keep showing up, keep showing up. And now I get so much business from social media. Every client I get called, they just call me like, "Hey, I saw your this video," and
Right.
that it helps me.
Well, you are a perfect example. If you're taking notes right now, write this down and underscore it. Get out of your comfort zone. You know,
Exactly.
and I think that's something candidly that wrestling forces you to do because
Yeah.
you're the only one competing on that mat. It's one person against one other person. And
Yeah.
and so I admire you for getting out of your comfort zone. And you may even push me to get out of my comfort zone on a couple things. I learn on these podcasts as well. So everyone, right, get out of your comfort zone and take action. And
Yeah.
just, looking through like, updates, information, and it doesn't have to be perfect either. The
Yeah.
whole thing is that this isn't it's authentic, it's real, and it doesn't, matter of fact, the less perfect it is, probably the better that it is because
Yeah.
it's more authentic.
Yeah. And also like don't see like what's the other agents doing or how many transactions they are doing. Just keep going.
Yeah,
Just I always are like I never compete with anybody in real
right.
estate. I always compete with myself.
Yeah,
I try the best version of mine every day.
right.
I never satisfied. I
Well,
just want to be, keep growing.
right. And
Yeah.
candidly, do your customers care how many? And that's a question for you. Do your customers care how many homes you buy or help sold? Or do they just care about theirs?
Yeah, they just care about theirs. Like, what are you serving them? It's not, sometimes I see, like they start underconfidence, like, oh, someone else doing really good and I'm not. I don't care. I just have to be do my things, right? Like
Right,
how I can improve myself. Like, good if it's doing someone is doing really good. I always try to learn, but I
right,
never scared or be low confidence, like, okay.
right,
I can't do it. You have, again, this thing is like you have to come up, you have to do hard work, you have to come out from your comfort zone,
right.
and you can see the things start change.
Right. So there's other things that you do though, other than social media. Talk about new home builders and how you've really become an expert in that in your area. And it also gives you so many options now because they all have different floor plans, they all have different lots. So, each home builder has options and multiply that by many home builders. But how did you become so knowledgeable and become expert? You put in a little work to do that.
Yes,
What did
some
you do?
people think, like new construction is be easy, but it's not. it's about like as I said, like I know like my weekly schedule is because new construction and resale is little different. In resale, home will be stay in the market, like a few days or months, and you know that like okay, this is the one. But in the new builds, sometime you take the information and when you come out, home is already gone, and their incentives is always change. So you have to be, like touch with them. You have to do your research, like what's going on. You have to make a, like relationship with them so they can also update you. They invite me so many events.
Right.
So
Right.
when they see you, you are consistent, you are serious, they start giving you value. Like all the builders invite me whenever they have events. They share their information even on the Meritage Homes website, if you go there, they mention my name. They
Wow.
recommend me, like for, okay, we recommend her if you're looking for a realtor. So
Wow.
they give you value, but
Right.
it's important how much value you give them to their work. You have to be, like quick.
Talk real quick about some of the incentives though that home builders have that maybe are a little more difficult to come by in a resale, right? What are some of the incentives that
So
home builders have?
right now, like so many buyers are holding themselves like, okay, interest rates are higher in the market. But if someone reaching me, I can promise them, I can get them 4.2 fixed. The builder is offering, they are paying your closing costs. They are giving you free solars. They are giving you like everything, like washer, refrigerator, blinds, even some builders giving you finish backyards. And
Right.
interest rate promo, they start from 2.99.
Right.
So where you can get those,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah, and I know every builder, if you're looking for like bigger lots,
Right.
13,000, 12,000, I
Right.
know like okay where this client is be fit. So it's really depend what's your client need is. I always ask them, okay, what's more important for you?
Right.
Your price, interest rate, big lots, and uh, and you have thousands of options, right?
So yeah, you do. You do. So talk about real quick about phone calls, uh, emails, newsletters, um, or events, open houses. Do you ever do an open house at a home builder?
Yes.
So
They always reach me. Yeah. Yeah. Even I have invitation they want me to do for this weekend. So yeah, I do so many open houses with the builders.
describe what you do. So it's upcoming this weekend. We're recording right now on a Thursday. This weekend, how are you going to do an open house with one of the
So
builders?
I didn't take it yet because usually on Saturday, Sunday, I have meetings with my clients to showing them. I
Okay.
have so many clients, like they came from Bay Area. So
Right.
it's really depend, like if I have clients, I don't do open houses.
Sure.
But if I don't, then definitely I do open houses.
But if you were doing that on a weekend, how do you pre-market it? How do you hold an open house with a home builder?
So they also posted, the builders post for you. They'll let know people like, okay, I'm doing open house for them. And also I, like advertise on my social media. I invite them, I'm doing open house here. And the good thing is when someone is showing on your open house, this is your lead. They honor you to, like represent them. And it's not like you only have one home to show them. You
Right.
have multiple homes because in new construction right now, they have every range. If you're
Right.
looking for 600, 700, 800, and
Yeah.
good incentive, it's not necessary like they can purchase the home what open house you are doing.
Right.
But when they come, you show them and let them know like, okay, how many options they have.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really,
yeah, and the thing is that it is important for buyers to have buyer representation as well as seller representation,
yeah.
because a buyer's representative is a fiduciary representing the interests of the buyer, and then there's often a seller, and they have their own, and it's really bringing those mutually together, beneficial together to execute a sale contract,
Yeah.
that benefits both parties, but it protects both parties too.
Yeah, I always
Um,
take, like my property showing and BRBC forms with me.
yeah,
And my first question is always like, okay, if someone is representing them or they have a contract with them, and then I can go from there.
right, right. Well, hey, we've only got a couple minutes here left here real quick to wrap up, but what would you say to your fellow HomeSmart agents? And then I have a question about Todd and Rob and your brokers real quick, but let's answer this one first. Final thoughts that you think other realtors like you need to hear or you'd like to say.
Keep showing up.
Keep showing up.
Yeah, because it's nothing magic can happen if we are waiting for someone. No, we have to reach them. We have to knock their doors.
Right,
So do footwork and yeah, you can see the things start change.
right, right.
Yeah. And it's
So,
never a bad time. It's just about like you have to do a little more hard work.
right, right.
Yeah.
Well, I see some of that wrestling mindset coming through because you keep
It
showing
is
up.
really, that's why I always said, sometimes my clients are satisfied.
Right,
Like when I start working with them and I always ask them, okay, what do you think? And
right,
they say, oh yeah, if we get this, we are happy. I
right,
just give you, I know like we have few minutes. I just did one contract signed last week and builders are giving like 30K something incentives. And my client said, if you get 40K, I'm be very happy. And but like again, like aggressive when I have my client and I start, like submit the offer and I say like, I need a 50K for my client. And they counter me with 45. And my client is be super happy. Like, you really get 45? I say like, yes, but I like more. I recounter them and I say like, nope. But it's not like you throwing the number. You have, when you submit the offer, like why you are asking.
right.
I do so much footwork. I know every builders what they are offering. I create whole data and explain them, that's the what other doing. So I'm thinking 50K is worth for my client.
Yeah,
And
you're
they
you're
give it.
you're working for your client, and
Yeah.
you also have the knowledge of what's going on in the base to make a case for why that is beneficial for the seller as well.
I
So
always said like if you are my client and you hoping for something, for example, like purchase me this home for 600K.
yeah,
If I bring 600K, it only make my client happy.
right,
But if I bring it 590, that only make me happy. So I do everything to make me happy.
right, right. I
Yeah.
get it. Real quick, Todd, you work with Rob Vasugi and Todd Priest. Tell me real quick what you love about your HomeSmart PV and Associates brokerage. What
That's the best thing I did to join HomeSmart. When I start, like searching for a good company in my local, I interview with so many companies. But when I met with Rob, and like how the Home Smart is providing the tools, always keep you updated with the latest information. As we know, so many things change in recently in real estate, and you really need help. And they're always, help me. I always say like HomeSmart always pamper me. Yeah,
love,
I can't tell you. I love HomeSmart. They are very helpful, very nice people around you. Whenever you need help, they
right,
are ready to help you.
right,
And
right,
according to the other companies, their fees and everything
right,
is be way low. You can't
right.
beat. Yeah.
Right. Well, I love hearing that. Just a few days ago, we had a national virtual event across the country, and our CEO and our founder, Matt Widows, he said, I founded HomeSmart. This is him talking. He said, I founded HomeSmart to help consumers buy and sell, have a better way to buy and sell real estate, to make it easier for them to buy and sell real estate. And in doing that, to create a home for professionals like you to help more consumers buy and sell real estate. So we love hearing what you just said. And Todd and Rob, you're doing a great
Oh,
job
yeah.
there.
They
And
always push you. They value you. I'm surprised when I met first time Todd, when I have to join the company. We never met, we never know each other. And he told me, you know what, you joining our company in next 12 months, you are one of our best agent. And I said, like, you don't even know me who I am. And he said, like, keep my word. So that's why, like sometimes I, like phone with him and I said, like, I'm just trying to keep you, keep your words. Yeah, they really, like admire you. They always appreciate you. It's really important, like how, which company you are working, how supporting they are, and they support you to grow. Yeah.
right, right. Well, I love that. Today has been phenomenal. So thank you all for joining us here on this episode of the Real Estate Podcast. I'm Todd Sumney. Today we had Renu Kang, and she can be found Realtor Renu BKANG. So RENU BKANG with the word Realtor in front of it. And I'm sure if you put that in, you'll find Facebook, Instagram, all the other sources as well. And you'll find her email, her phone number. You can search on the HomeSmart PV and Associates website or homesmart.com. You can find her as well. And I just want to thank you for helping so many consumers and for helping fellow agents today learn how to be better at their craft and be more professional. So thank you, Renu, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Todd. You give me that opportunity to share my story with you.
Well, we appreciate you and we're very proud of you. So keep up the great work.
Sure. Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
We'll see you all back on future episodes. Thanks for being here on the Real Estate Podcast.
Like what you're hearing on The Real Estate? Tell your friends about us. Tell them to check out all of our episodes on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. And don't forget to send any topics you want us to tackle to therealestate@homesmart.com.